Here with Savannah, Tennessee wide receiver Kaydin Pope. Kaydin, you've kind of got the pick of the litter. You get more and more offers by the day. You've got some big time programs chasing you. What's the recruiting process been like? I know it's been different, much like it was for the last class. I've been able to take visits, but just take me through what it's been like to this point.
It's been pretty good. About like deciding colleges, I haven't got to that point yet of like which colleges I really like. But um, I just like when it comes to it, I just like how the coaches are and what type of people they are.
So let's talk about Tennessee a little bit. Obviously the coaching change. Everybody's talking about Coach Heupel's offense, and wide receivers kind of having a field day in it and throwing for a bunch of yards. You're a receiver. How much more enticing is it to see Tennessee with an offense that's going to throw it all over the place, unlike the offense that really didn't do a whole lot this past year?
I think it'll be really good, and it'd be a good fit for me if I decide to go there. I think so.
What have you learned anything? Have you studied at all about what Coach Heupel did at Central Florida and several stops along the way?
No, sir. I just read what he sent me. He sent me a couple like flyers with his information on it.
Coach Burns, Cody Burns is the new wide receivers coach. I know he's a big fan of yours. You know, take me through the conversations you've had with him. What's he like about your game?
He likes me. He said I could really be a game changer there, and that it'd be a good place because they could give me the ball at any time, and I can get it anywhere.
You look at kind of where you're at on the map. It seems like a long way from Knoxville, but at the same time, that's heavy Vol country down that way.
Mhm.
How much do you hear from the folks there around you at your high school and in town? About going to Tennessee.
They're on me all the time about going to Tennessee. Everybody loves Tennessee here.
How do you respond to that? Because I mean, I know you want to give everybody equal chance. So like, how do you kind of respond when you're walking around town and people or have a Tennessee hat on and say go Vols to you or those type of things?
I'll just be like, I'll see about it. That's all I really say.
Now, did you grow up cheering for any particular team
No, sir. I cheered for them. I cheered for the Vols
up until you
when
became a recruit
Latrell went there.
and you had to separate
And
yourself?
then
What
my,
I
my cousin
understand.
Latrell, yes, sir.
So, for those that have not watched you play, what do you feel like you do well, and what do you feel like your bread and butter is? Like, what are things you can count on? Is it your route running? Is it your ability to catch the ball? Work ethic? What things make you stand out?
Work ethic, and ball skills, like knowing how to get open and everything, and speed.
How much do you hear from a guy like Latrell Bumphus?
All the time. He actually lives a street over from me, so he just comes over on his 4 wheeler. We talk.
What's kind of his sales pitch to you? Because I know he knows what going through the recruiting process is like. So I'm sure he's not telling you to come to Tennessee, but he's basically probably telling you what the positives are about Tennessee, right?
hmm He says Tennessee has some really good guys, and like they're not gonna lie to me or anything, so I trust him.
What's he told you about the new staff? Have you had a chance to talk with him about those guys?
He said they're more. He said they're more like free, like they can do like more things like than they usually could. So that's all he really told me.
Whenever you start working towards a decision, whether that's next week or next month or a year from now, who will you lean on, and then what are the key components of your decision? Is it playing time? Is it academics? Is it family atmosphere? What is it for you?
Um, I'll lean on my trainer Terrell Bean, but when it comes to picking a school, like I said earlier, just like the coaches, like how the coaches are. I want to coach just like more than football.
What we talked about Cody Burns earlier. What did you like about him? Your first interactions with him, was he already recruiting you at Auburn? And then two, like what when you've talked to him, what's kind of been that that relationship building like?
Um, he just recruited me in Tennessee. I don't think I talked to him at Auburn. But what was your question about him?
Well, what have you enjoyed about trying to get to know him? Like the relationship building part of it. What are you liking about his personality and the way he talks to you?
He seems like a really cool coach, like a exciting coach. Hmm.
Well, good deal, Caden. Well, we appreciate it, buddy, and you. Good luck this spring. Hopefully, once the dead period eventually ends, and hopefully it'll eventually
Yeah.
end on May 31st, you'll be able to get out and see some places and
Yeah.
get closer to a decision. Okay.
Yes, sir.